guess we'll just start then. Okay. Okay, today, as you can see, there's a lot of paperwork. This is kind of the last bit of it. If we don't get through everything, it's okay. We'll do one other class. But I'm hoping we can get through most of it today. So, and it's also going to seem like we're jumping around because we are today. It's kind of the last little bit of information, so it's just everywhere. So don't mind that. It's not in any kind of an order or anything like that. All right, so the first thing is the buyer-seller questionnaire. So when the buyer calls, the agent or the assistant, depending on who they call, they can go through this. There's a couple of these in here, so you can choose which ones you want to use. But it's just really basic, like their name, their address, their phone numbers, the email addresses, their source. They might be a referral. And it gives you a little bit of a script. So like, thanks for calling. This is Erin. You are calling about a great property. While I look up that information, let me ask you a couple of questions that will help make your search easier to find a great home. And then there's a couple of just simple questions you can ask them, like, how long have you been looking for a property? Have you seen anything you liked? Have you made any offers? How many homes have you seen? Describe the perfect property for you. What price range are you most interested in? What area are you most interested in? What's the perfect time frame for you to move? And then, like, do you currently own or rent? If you rent, when is your lease up? If you own, do you have to sell to buy? And then, have you spoken to a lender yet? So then on the other page, it gives you two, I guess, scripts. So if they were to say no, that they don't have a lender, great, I can help. The first step is to speak to a lender by phone for about 5 minutes. What time today are you available? What's the best time to show your property? And then the last thing, because we always want to ask this too, before I forget, are you working with another agent? I normally ask that right at the beginning, right? Because I want to know if they're calling me to show a property, like to look at one, I'll ask them right off the bat. Because if they are working with a realtor, I want them to go through them. They need to sign a contract. So even though they have this here, it's up to you guys when you guys want to ask it. Go through the script, see what works better for you guys, but I always ask that at the beginning. So then if they were to say yes, say great. So may I ask you, when I show you this property or other properties and you want to write an offer, will you be using me to write the offer for you? Once again, it depends on if they sign the contract, right? So just go through them and see. And then if they're not working with an agent, so what you can say is, great, I look forward to meeting you and I will work hard to find you a terrific home. Here is my contact information and I will email it to you immediately. Thanks again, and I will call or meet you. Have a great day. So then next is a buyer file system that you can go by. You can add things to it if you need to. But basically it's just send appointment letter and enter the client into your database. Confirm the appointment by phone and email on the day of the appointment. Run the MLS on all properties that are to be shown. Call the listing office to verify property is available and obtain the showing instructions. Put a map together. List the properties in a strategic way to show. Call owners or tenants to show the property. Schedule properties that are located near each other to be shown within 20-minute intervals. Include phone numbers of sellers. And then make the copies of the MLS printouts. And place the file and other pertinent information in a timely fashion on the agent desk prior to appointments. So here's another one sheet that's just like the first one that we just went over, the buyer-seller questionnaire. This is the buyer information. It has pretty much the exact same information on it, like working with a realtor, yes or no. But it's just good to have this inside your file, a paper copy along with also like your database that you have. But anyway, you just put like the first date of contact, source of the client, their name, their address, if they're a referral, are they motivated, when are they looking for a possession date, best times available to reach them, are they qualified or pre-qualified for a mortgage, put them into top producer e-edge. It's just more like a checklist for you guys too to make sure you've done everything. So anyway, you can choose what you want to use. Those. And then the next is the property requirements. It's another thing right along with the questions for the buyer, like the price range, the areas or subdivisions, schools. Do they want a house, condo, townhouse, duplex? Are they looking for land? What kind of bedrooms, parking, attached, detached, extra storage, baths, exterior, stories or ceilings, lots or acreages. And I added fireplace because lately I've been noticing that people are asking us about that. Well, does it have a fireplace? So I thought that I would throw it in there just in case. So that's just another one that you guys can use for buyers. Then next is your buyer letter. So when you get a buyer. Now, before I read some of these things in here, you have to know your market, where things are at. So like, where are the interest rates at? So don't necessarily use what's here. I just threw those numbers in to just make sure you know it. So basically you just say, dear so-and-so, thank you for the opportunity to represent you in the purchase of your new home. I think of my clients as individuals with specific needs. With this in mind, my team and I strive to give you exceptional service. In response to the more challenging market we have experienced over the years, we have become more determined and assertive with marketing and technology. This has allowed us to be very successful in securing results for our clients. This is absolutely the very best time to be a buyer. Timing is everything, and here are 3 reasons to confirm your decisions to buy. So you can let them know. There might be other ones you guys want to use. These were just 3. So interest rates are at a 55-year low. Expect to get a great mortgage with an interest rate below 5%. Inventory is up and abundant, so you have lots of choices. Sellers are negotiable and definitely cooperating to do what it takes to sell their home. The first step to purchasing a home is to select the right realtor to effectively and profitably represent your interests. Thank you for the privilege of allowing one of my professional team members to show you the best possible listings available. Then whatever your team name is prepared to answer all your questions and handle your purchase professionally and successfully. You guys can change this around too, it's just examples. So next, I'm not going to get into all of this here and read this, but it's just some tips for, those brand new buyers out there that you have to hold their hand through everything. So it's just things you can either tell them or give to them in a little package you want to make up when you have a new buyer. So it just tells them about like developing a plan of action, finding the right seller, importance of inspection, getting a legitimate lender and getting pre-approved, avoiding financial stress, why you should not make any major credit purchases. And then the next sheet here too is information to provide to the lender. Some people aren't going to know everything. Everything that's on here is not necessarily what they're going to need to provide, but it's a good base list to give them so that they can go by and go, okay, well, I have everything, I can go in and have my meeting now. So it's just something else you can give them if you want to. Then the next sheet, once again, do's and don'ts for borrowing during loan process. Some of them know this, some of them don't. But like, don't apply for new credit anywhere else except with your lender. Do not change bank accounts or transfer money. Do not co-sign for anyone for any reason for anything. It's just another list of things. And then on the back it shows you, make sure that these are the things that you do. We kind of focus more on this. But do keep all accounts current, including mortgages, car loans, credit cards. Do contact both your lender and your sales associates anytime a question may arise. Do make all payments on or before due dates on all accounts. Do have any lender required money funds to your loan officer within 72 hours after home inspection is complete. Do return phone calls from your agent, loan officer, settlement company, or anyone else involved in your transaction within 2 hours of a message. That's really important that your buyers know that, and your sellers too, because if we're trying to get in touch with them and it's getting close to the end, they should know some kind of time frame to be checking things, right? So we can move on. All right, so the next thing is services you may need. This here is a really great thing. I know that we run into this all the time. They'll look at a house and they'll say to us, oh, we'd really like to do that house, but the kitchen floor needs to be replaced and we're a little worried on what that's going to cost. Well, this sheet here is great for the assistant to have and the realtor. You can also hand it off to the buyer. But write down some vendors, their contact numbers for all these different things and have it on hand so that you can say to them, you know what, hey, I know Joe Blow. He does really good flooring. He'll get you a half-decent price. Let's call him in for a quote, right? So just have it on hand. It's good to have. And, yeah, so just fill it in. And I'll send this to you guys if you need it.
Also, when I was a realtor, I'm on my website, just an FYI for those. Anyone I used, I asked them first, of course, and I liked their work. I had a whole list of page of people that I recommend. So if you have it on your website, all you need to do is just send it to your website. It's another reason to send it to your website too.
Oh, absolutely.
So if your agent has a website, that's something that should be maybe added on to their website as a link or something like that. It's just a page. It's really easy to do.
Oh yeah, we have like our lender, our main lender, and
Not
stuff on it, but not
this
everything.
Is a page. This is just a page of contact information. So it's not like they're paying and stuff. It's just, if I like them, then.
add them on.
Yeah.
Do it
What
that way.
vendor do you guys work with most?
RBC, Darlene. That's me. We refer everybody there for new ones, yeah. But most of the time, well, there's still a lot of them that already come to us with who they use, right? But normally we refer them to Darlene. So
This is a hard copy, this is a great idea, it's the same time.
oh yeah. Whatever, yeah, if there's anyone you guys want, just let me know and I'll send it to you. So then the client for life system. So this is the communication checklist to follow. So when you get a new client, you enter client information into the database. Send them a thank you for talking with me letter. Very simple. We just do it by email, a couple lines. Thank you for listing with me letter. Affiliate letter sent. Assistant letter and introduction call. We went over that last class, I believe. Copy of the MLS. The letter and link to your websites and email. We went over this last week, a new CMA sent every 2 weeks. Most of our clients want to wait at least 30 days before we start talking about dropping the price. But use that to whatever discretion you guys need that for, depending on your client. Schedule weekly calls with the seller. Congratulations to seller and buyer, prepare to close. In-sale letter, countdown to close letter, congratulations on closing, and congratulations on moving in. Then the after close. Communication checklist is anniversary letter entered in the database and attachment, closing statement letter prepared attachment, a survey questionnaire, thank you letter, happy holiday call, client appreciation party, quarterly emails, market updates, referrals, mailings 4 times a year, phone calls 4 times a year, personal visit or meeting, holiday brunch for top 25 clients, vendor letters, recommendation, and a monthly market update email. You don't have to do it all, but it's definitely a great way to keep in contact with your clients. You never know, they might be in a home for 3 months and decide now they want to sell it, so keeping the communication open and keeping you at the front of their mind is the main focus in this. Client referral system. So the agent to call a client who sent referral to personally thank them. Then you can send flowers, you can send chocolates, you could, invite them out for a coffee. But this is just an example. So send flowers to the office of the client who sent referral immediately following the call. You can negotiate with a flower shop a great deal on bouquets, pre-sign cards, and leave them at the flower shop. After the closing, send a thank you note to client who sent referral. Add them to your top 25 list. So your top 25 list is someone who sent you a referral and it closed, someone who should send you referrals, someone you have had multiple deals with in your career, recognized by client party, customer service letters, and individual lunch. So invite client to a client appreciation party, send a holiday gift like a turkey, a calendar, holiday basket, and then customer marketing plan 4 mailings per year, 4 phone calls per year, and 6 emails with market update in the run of a 12-month period. Am I going too fast? Like I said, we're jumping around in all of this today. So, okay. So for an example for a closing statement letter, this is just really brief. You can add something else into it. But you just say, I knew you would be looking for this, so as part of my continuing customer service, I wanted to provide a copy of your closing statement. I have enclosed my business card for your convenience. Please call if I may be of service. You can add something else, like I said, that's really brief. And then for the anniversary system letter, we're just starting to do this, but I really think that it'll be nice, and I think we'll get good feedback from our clients with it. But every year on the anniversary of your transaction with me, I would like to remind you that I am still in the business and 2014 was a banner year. Thank you for your support. I am working hard and hoping you will refer me to your family, friends, and coworkers. Should any of them be in need of the best representation in such and such city and the surrounding areas, I will roll out the red carpet. It has never been a better time to buy. Prices are stable and rates are still at a 40-year low. There are lots of buyers. In fact, I haven't seen a more normal market in the last so-and-so years. And then see how it says, like, this paragraph is just an example. You will need to modify it to reflect your current market information as appropriate. And then you can just close it with, thank you for the privilege of helping you with your real estate needs and questions. I have enclosed my business card for your convenience. Please do not hesitate to call. I think it's a really nice thing to do on the anniversary. It also lets them know, hey, they haven't forgot that a year ago we moved in, right? You could send a little, movie card with it. Like, that's what we're trying to figure out what we can do, maybe a dinner out in it. Just something little, just to show them your appreciation, basically. And it's nice. All right, so now, once again, we're jumping around. But minimizing vulnerability of security breaches in the office. All right, so these are ways that you can protect your team. So don't leave any magnets near your computer or screen or desks. Never leave your machine unattended when it is logged onto the network. When you leave your desk, exit from the program you are using and log your machine off the network. Protect your password. Never write down your login sequence where anyone can find it. Give your login sequence to your agent. Back up your files and schedule time to routinely complete this task. Lock up files every night in your file cabinet. Make sure you have at least 2 sets of keys. Give 1 set to your agent. Don't forget the most important security measure. Keep sensitive data under lock and key whenever possible. Lock up your office policy and procedures manual. Know your company's security policy, so like your door, the alarm. Create a security section in office policy and procedures manual. Keep a list of all the passwords and access codes to everything in a safe and secure place. Have agent keep a master list of passwords and codes and take to home office for additional security. Lock down computer and files every night before leaving, and before you leave for the day, take one last look. We are secure for the night. All right, so now, how to be an irreplaceable assistant. Ask not what your boss can do for you, but what you can do for your boss. Make the agent's problems your own. Win without intimidation. Be nice. Don't lead a company revolt. Walk away from negativism. Shouldn't that be
Negativity?
Yeah, negativity, not negative. Anyway, sorry guys.
No.
I'm sorry.
We got the.
Okay, as long as you get the gist of it. Okay, so don't panic. Don't be afraid. Always ask for help. Be smart, but not too smart. Make your boss feel smarter. Have your boss's back and always make the boss look good. One big thing in this, everything that I'm saying here works both ways too, right? The agent needs to do things as well, but this is just...
This is a throwback from when I was in the 70s.
But it's good though, because I know for me, like I always have their back and they always have my back, no matter what, right?
It's a team effort.
It is, and that's the biggest thing in this. So be the
Is
calm.
this from the States? This is from the States.
Oh yeah, this is the whole American course, so yeah. Be the calm in the eye of the storm. Know how and when to present ideas and when to discuss problems. Timing is everything. Do everything you can to never surprise your boss with bad news. Don't take it personally. Develop a thick skin. Be a can-do person. Take it one task at a time. Ask for more challenges and work. It's the responsibility of the assistant to ask what is the deadline and then meet that deadline. Take work home occasionally. It demonstrates that you are a true team player. Know the 2 ways to come to work, on time or early. Take a lunch break. Occasionally stay until the job is done. Cooperate with the office. Know your boss, his or her personality and moods. Let your boss know the work you will be doing. Read, listen to tapes, and watch videos on real estate. Tell your agent about any new ideas that might make a difference in your business. Watch expenses. Don't waste supplies. Cultivate client relationships. Handle all calls. Return all phone messages and emails. Carry your own business card and wear a name badge. Database, keep it efficient and up to date. Handle all problems. Put yourself in your agent's shoes where you start with $0 every day. That's a big one. Always be the captain of the ship. Am I going too fast? No? Okay. So here are the 12 things that every agent wants from their assistant. Bring 1 referral a month. Always come to work on time or be early. Show your enthusiasm and be positive. Be a great communicator and ask questions. Demonstrate excellent telephone skills. Know the clients and know the files. Keep the agent on track. Know the goals. Know the deadlines. Watch all expenses. Bring idea on efficiency to the team and bring money-saving ideas. Now, the next thing we thought was pretty shocking. It took us a while to go through this list, but it makes a difference. When you have new buyers coming in, even sellers that are going into another area, you never know what they're going to ask you, and one of the things to kind of keep in mind too is they may need to know information on, special needs. They may have a child that's that. So what schools offer things, right? Do you have any contacts around here, like for us, Copwood Center, the IWK, right? But it's just really good to go through this list and write a contact beside each and every one. Some of these on here I think is a little funny, like you probably don't need to know a bartender. Like some of them, right? You probably don't need to know about jewelry, but go through it. But if you have a contact for each one, because you never know, right? Like they may be, well, how far away is the salon? Or, my child's really involved in gymnastics, right? Try and know this. Get brochures, get pamphlets, get something on these things. Once the agent's made contact, the assistant should call them, make contact, get all that information, have it on hand, because you never know when you might need it. And then you can pass it on, all right? So that's a task all on its own. But if you can do it, it'll make a difference.
What's a beeper?
A beeper? Where?
Like a pager.
Pager.
Really?
Yeah.
This is.
They used to have beepers in real estate before the
No,
cell
I know
phones and
that.
stuff.
I'm not saying
Yeah,
this is seventies.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like,
Goes back.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like go through it. Like we don't need a bartender. We don't need unless you drink.
Yeah.
Right? You never know, right?
And then if you're dealing with an alcoholic, you really don't want to deal with that.
Yeah, exactly, right? Yep. So anyway, just go through it and see, right? Okay, so here's a sample of a letter, what it takes to get your property sold. I find this letter a little forward, but I still gave it to you as an example. Take from it what you want, change it around to use, but we have come back to use this a couple of times, but this particular one here is very, I think, straightforward. But anyway, so just to go through it, I have just returned from a national real estate conference. Thousands of other top agents facing the same or worse challenges in their respective markets. Since it is our common goal to get your property sold, I have summarized ideas from the conference as to what we can do in the market or in the current market to get your property sold. Below are some of the key points for selling a home today. Since buyers have multiple choices in this market, the condition of the property is critical to the sales process. The property must be near perfect to receive offers. The homes that sell first are priced right and are in great condition. We are at an all-time high in listing inventory. The buyers can simply pick and choose and select the best property and value for them with little pressure to purchase. It is a beauty contest. Most of the market statistics are pointing to favoring the buyers. Days on market are increasing. List to sale price is decreasing. Greater inventory is available, and the interest rates are moving up from the lows of the past. In order to see offers, you must be number 1 or 2 in position within your marketplace in terms of price, condition, and location. If you are not number 1 or 2 in all 3 categories, you must be number 1 on the price. The property must be easy to show and convenient to the buyer agents. Consider a term sheet to indicate what you are willing to accept in price, terms, and conditions. Consider giving buyer concessions to trigger an offer. These concessions could be anything from, now American, okay, we're not going to do this, paying down interest rates, making 6 months payments for the buyer in advance, paying down the buyer's credit cards, and or repainting or recarpeting the property. Anyway, like I said, use what you want from it, all right?
Yeah.
It might be like in the lot rent, like they may want to pay 2 months lot rent, right? Or it might be those kinds of things. But anyway, change it to what you want, right? Pricing in today's market is critical. Determine your net bottom line, and let's work towards getting the price in the line with that position. I often hear we don't want to give it away. I have built a strong reputation for getting top dollar for our clients and will continue to do so. As markets change, so does what top dollar really is. Buyers buy when price and benefits are in alignment. The price today may very likely be less than you had felt you needed. Sellers must evaluate the importance of selling and moving on versus holding on to an idea of price. It is a price war. Consider getting a conventional appraisal on the property to support the price and value we have established for your home and adjust if necessary. The appraisal will help to support your value and price when the buyer applies for their mortgage. However, please note the buyer's mortgage company will not use this appraisal and will order their own independent appraisal. It is also important to note that in current market conditions, many homes are selling below appraised value. Consider accepting the first offer. Many times the first offer is the best offer. Also in this market, the first offer might be the only offer. We are strong negotiators on your behalf, and yet we realize that if we are too aggressive with a counter offer in this market, we may lose the buyer completely. Understand the market has changed, and we must work together to get showings and offers. Let's talk again about your motivation to sell so we can get the best offer the market will bear. If you would like to reposition your property and discuss this report, please call me at such and such. Meanwhile, my team and I will continue, oh, I can't even talk today. Meanwhile, my team and I will continue doing all we can to expose your property to as many buyers and agents as possible. I continue to be confident that working together and understanding the reality of the changing market will result in a sold sign for you. I look forward to speaking with you. Like I said, I find that very forward. Change it to what you need to, but it does help in some ways. So then the price reduction letter, it's pretty much the same thing. It just says, I know that changing the price of your property is a difficult decision, yet the decision must be made based upon what's most important for you. I know you want the most for your property, however the market is still declining. We have 3 options right now. So it might be that you tell them you can continue to be behind the market and chase it down and then eventually reduce, and you will never get ahead. Probably don't use those wording, okay? Really, just get the gist apart, right? But this is literally this is the exact example from our class. So you can list at the price where every other competitor is and know that you will have a lot of competition and it may take 6 to 9 months more months to sell, or you can reposition the property ahead of the curve and sell it within the next 30 days and state reasons why they might be selling. It might be a relocation, they might have a job that they have to get to. So just go through what it is that you want to do. I'm not going to read the whole thing here. I think I'm reading a little too much. All right, so the next thing is for the agents and the assistants. You guys can go through on your own time. Basically what it is it's 21 different scripts and ways to answer them, like if they come back with something for you. And it's all to do with price reduction. We've used a couple of these, and we have changed the wording. But it's just for you guys to go through to give you guys some ideas, and you may use it, you may not, okay? So then next we're going to talk about expireds. So there's a 4-week expired system. Let me know when you guys get that exactly.
So is this when one of our students have expired or someone else's? Yeah.
Kind of thing, yeah.
Okay, so we're not supposed to be calling expired.
Why?
No, you're not allowed.
Why?
You're not allowed. You used to be able to, but you're not anymore.
Well, so you're expired, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that. Oh yeah, I'm not going to call your, no. I was thinking, what?
Yeah.
I'm not allowed to call my expires? I didn't know that.
Oh, you're allowed.
Oh my gosh.
You're like you weren't mine here.
I know. Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. Oh, God.
Wish I kept it going.
Yeah.
Your friend.
That'd be a bad call. I'd have to make it charity, so I don't know. Yeah, no.
Well, we got a letter right here for that.
Yeah. But literally, you got a letter for, have you guys noticed that throughout this whole thing? There's a letter for everything. Yeah. Okay, so, where's that with this? Okay, so the 4-week expired. Yeah. Okay, so letter 1 goes out on Monday. Agent makes call on Monday of first week. Letter 2 goes out on Thursday of first week. Agent calls again on Monday. Agent continues to call, if not, had a conversation at this time. Otherwise, calls are based on conversation with expired seller. Agent to follow up. Eliminate ones who have relisted. Determine who goes into the database based on the conversations. And number 10, like, keep calling them.
Really? Wouldn't that be annoying?
I would think, yeah. But if you're only getting voicemails and you have to, then you're going to keep calling so at least you get something.
Until you get that bad word in your ear.
Yeah, like, leave me alone, right?
Here's a bold one.
Yeah. You like, that's what I mean. Like, that's why these are just examples. Don't use these. Okay?
Either bold from the course or bold.
You have heard of bold.
Yeah, I know. Do you see those?
If you would have
Yeah. So don't use what's there, but change it around, okay, guys. So this is just an example. So the first line is we all have read. We have succeeded where others have failed. Don't use that. If you had hired us the first time.
Yeah, and that again is a letter that's going to someone else's expired.
This one here.
Yeah. You wouldn't be calling your own expired saying if you had hired us the first time.
Oh yeah, no. But this is just an example. I'm gonna read, but you don't. Yeah, it's just an example to show them. Like here's the homes like we've sold recently, right? to give them a list. You're going to have to change everything around in most of this anyway, even the phone number and stuff. It's just an idea for you guys to see this is the layout, this is what they used. And obviously you're not going to put at the bottom too, are you frustrated with the home selling process and stuff, right? You're going to change things around, but it's just an idea for you guys to see. This is what I was doing my whole course, like I tell Annette, I can't send this stuff, I can't do this stuff, right? But it's just examples for you guys to see. It's the same thing with the next letter too, all right? You know,
You lose all of Jerry Minette's class.
I know, but this is what I mean, like you really gotta change some of this stuff, right? But, and that's why I said too, this class is a lot of jumping around because some of this stuff, you know, but I'm still gonna explain it to you. So anyway, with your expired letters, make one up, send it out to them by email. That's what we do, we don't mail it to them. All right, try to make some contact with them. They may have been really honest with you at the beginning why they wanted it to expire, right? I mean, somebody in the home might be ill. You never know what's going on. You know those ones to filter out anyway. But if they've let it expire, like we have two that they've let it expire, we haven't been able to reach them in 2 weeks, we're going to obviously keep going with them, right? So we'll just send them a brief little email letting them know, you know, it's expired, we tried to reach you, you know, what are your plans, this is where the market's at, we'd like to meet you to do another market evaluation, those kinds of things, right? But this is just an example. Some people like to send this out to a letter so that they can send their business cards with them too. We don't do that.
Typically, how long will you do that?
Typically, it varies because I will do 2 calls and 2 emails in a week. If I can't reach them in that week, then I'll let Jerry, Annette, or Melissa know.
Yeah.
They'll try them on the weekend. If they can't reach them, they'll let me know Monday. I'll do 1 more call, and then I throw it back to them, right? Because it's too much, but I want them to hear from me as well as hear from Jerry and them too, right? So it just depends, and I mean, I would say probably after 2 weeks, if you don't hear from them, then let it go, right? But I don't want to make that call and say, we'll only wait, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I just curious.
So just go through and take, yeah. All right, so as for your expired watch and expired calling, just for the filing aspect of it, like we have a section where ones have canceled, ones that have expired, ones that are listed, and the other ones that are sold. So depending on what the circumstances is, for the expired, it might be that, you know, they want to let it expire because they don't want it on December, but we're going to follow up with them in January to relist it. So even though it has expired, I will move it over into my own list. Like I have a little separate, like recall is basically what I've labeled it. And I put them in there, and then I'll put the date on it so that I know right on the top part of the file to say, okay, January we're calling them, or March we're calling them, or you know what I mean? So depending on however way you guys want to file things, do it your way. I also do it in Top Producer on the calendar too to remind me about it. But this is just an example here, of your expired watch and how to call them. So these are the properties to be listed when expired. Files are kept in desk drawer and back with all information. That one says from Monica, but it should be from like your realtor. Regarding properties to be on expired watch, before filing, when given the property to put on expired watch, pull the corresponding listing from MLS. Check the MLS every day for properties. Notify your realtor immediately when it shows up expired. Pull last or latest MLS and pull any files pertinent to potential seller. So some of these too can also be, they're taking it off because they haven't found the house that they want to, or they might be in the position where they have to sell before they can buy. Still keep looking for them and check things out. Don't consider them just done. Like we have other ones too that have taken off the market, but if anybody's looking for one, let's say on Windsor Junction Road, we have 2 that we call on our hot list. Even though they're not listed, they'll still let it be shown and they're still in a relationship with us. So just keep them close. Don't consider them just done. They could also end up being a good sale for you anyway. How are we doing for time? I'm trying to go through. I have a wicked headache. I'm sorry. Like my head's just spinning.
It's 10 after 2, I bet.
10 after 2? Okay. So for your customer service for your team, excellent customer service always starts with using great script, practicing the script, and answering all the client's questions truthfully. I just asked you, like you guys can go through this kind of thing, like what do you consider good customer service? Obviously, you don't tell them what some of this stuff is in the letters. How can you improve on it? Excellent customer service requires regularly scheduled communication. Call each listing once a week and call each sale once a week. The last week on a sale, you should call every day. Use the best affiliates, vendors that you can have in your market. Do not settle for anything but the best, and that's so true. Always make sure that if you do send somebody, one of your vendors, that you ask your clients for feedback on them. Did they like them? Were they there when they said they were going to be there? Right? If they are good, then continue to pass them on. If not, get rid of them. Under promise and over deliver. So always under promise and always over deliver. Never ever over promise and under deliver. Talk to your clients each week. Know your personality styles and know their challenges. They are your clients who expect the best. Your client is looking for reliability and dependability. Give the seller the plan of action and have them check the steps off as you do them. Tell them all the steps. Do a survey after closing. Send a thank you after you receive the survey, no matter what the comments may have been. Remember, customer service is the foundation of getting repeat and referral business. Your customers are your only asset. Now this here is something that we've done up our own. This is the example from there, but it's something good that everybody on your team knows about. So it's your mission, your vision, your values, your beliefs, and your perspective. I don't need to really go through it, but it's just something nice to have for the team. And some of our clients, like we have this on our website now, some of the things that we do, and we've actually had some of our clients come back and go, it's so nice to see that your belief is such and such, and this and that. I know, it sounds weird, but they always go on the website to check their properties, right? And then they'll come back and they'll say something like that. So anyway, it's good to have. Why should the team and I set goals? So anyone who has done anything worthwhile anywhere has consciously and unconsciously, can't even talk, set a goal. Goals keep us focused. Goals give us a purpose. Team building creates a community. So here are the 8 steps to goal setting. So number 1 is the desire. So what is your passion and desire about the goal? How do you identify intense desire, passion? What is your definition of intense desire? Step 2, write it down. Step 3, list all obstacles. 4, your deadlines. 5, put things in logical order. Number 6 is visualizing and pictures. Annette and I do that a lot. We visualize sold signs. We do. And number 7, persistence. And then number 8 is the reward. There's nothing better than coming together as a team, having your goals. Like us, we wanted to have 10 more sales between, I think it was the last week of August and December 31st. And we've hit it. So we're really happy, but it's good that we all know what our goals are. And then there'll be an award, or a reward, at the end. So we'll be getting together next week and figuring out what that is. It might be a dinner out. We don't know, right? But it's just nice, and always remember the reward at the end, because, I mean, right after that, us hitting the 10 sales is great, too. But it's nice to have other things, right? So then here's an example of a business plan. Very simple. So A would be your yearly goals for the 2014. So whatever your income, you may want that to be. For all of us here, some of this stuff, Jerry and all of us, we don't go through. I don't go through their income. They don't go over that with me. But like listing appointment, do you know what I mean? But, you know, like some of this stuff, like, right? But anyway, just, yeah. We talk about the listing appointments, listings taken, sold, buyer sales, price reductions, those kinds of things. And then the monthly goals for the income listing appointment, same thing, break it down, right? So your monthly, your weekly, and go through it. This is where your weekly, monthly, and yearly appointments are very, very important. You guys have to stay on the same goals. You have to go through things. In with this with your business plan too, I put on the next page in regards to your goals for this too. No, it's not the next page. Sorry. Keep going. On the other page, I broke down about the office supplies, so like every month I'll order a toner and stuff like that, but I keep track of it. I do my own financial spreadsheet for that, and I give it to Jerry and Annette every month. So that's more for the assistant to look through and go over. It's like your category monthly expenses. They'll do the realtor charges, fees, personal websites, other websites. But then for the advertising, I do those, and then the professional expenses is them, and the staff expenses is them. But does anybody in here do a financial spreadsheet for the realtor or anything? Do you guys do one as realtors?
I have an accountant for that.
You do all that stuff? Okay, all right.
No.
That makes, well, anyway, I guess I'm the accountant for it, but anyway, I do those. So anyway, it's just to break down for you to go through, because this is also a good thing for me as an assistant. I can see what did I spend last year on office supplies, what am I going to be able to spend this year.
It's also easier, if you have that in place, it's easy for Jerry and Annette to have to put their income tax.
Oh yeah, everything's all done for them. Yeah, And I put like all their receipts, all the shipping labels, everything's all together for it, right? So yeah, it is easier for them, I guess. But anyway, it's just something to go through for the monthly expenses.
Yeah.
Or Moonlight? No, just joking.
Moonlight?
Moonlight. Do you not know what that
No.
Work on, yeah, at
We're
night
gonna-
for Kim.
No, I do not. I got Dylan too.
No, I'm kidding. I'm just joking. I don't think
I'll tell you what, if you want to take Dylan, I was just thinking. Take Jada too.
That's what I'm thinking.
All right, sorry guys. Okay. So the next thing here is just a sample of things, okay? But this is basically telling you as an assistant, don't start anything new, don't implement any new procedures or anything until you've talked it over with your realtor, okay? So for us, we went through, there wasn't, a real job description or anything for me coming in as doing accounting and other administration. I didn't know anything about real estate. So we sat down together and I said to them, can I have job description? Can we go through this stuff? So anyway, we sat down and we did it together. But the point in all of this is just an example, gives you deadlines, how to do it. If you implement something and you ask your realtor and say, hey, we want to change the filing system, all right, give them a deadline. I'm going to need about a month to do that, but it will be done then. Follow through. Do the things that you say you're going to do. All right, so just the sample is your start date's going to be January 5th, the end date's going to be February 1st, who will be involved, the steps it's going to take to do it, create a script, role play if it's to do with phone things, schedule 15 calls, verify all information. So that's more for your database cleanup. I should have said that. And if you leave a message, always make sure that you schedule again. I am so off course on this today.
What's the Disney close?
I was just gonna ask that.
The Disney clothes, we went over that in our other class. Basically what it is think of it as Disneyland, as you're saying it. You're very enthusiastic and you just, well, thank you very much. It was a pleasure speaking with you. So just think of it as excitement, enthusiasm, and you're going to close it. That's what they mean by it. It's not actually anything specific in words, but what?
I said eating chocolate on my coach.
I know, eh? Sorry. All right. So anyway, the base with this is just make sure that you talk to your realtor before you implement anything. Now the next two things here are more for the realtor if you have your assistant. It's just sheets that you can use, examples. So corrective action report if they do something wrong, things that you can go through with them, how to correct it, you guys sign it. And then the 90-day evaluation period, just an example that you can go through with them. And then the sample 90-day evaluation form as the rating of 1 to 10. I'm really sorry guys for today.
That's okay.
I got a whipped headache. I can't follow
Here,
anything
and that was, you went through it, and thank you.
So we did it. That's good. So anyway, if you guys have any questions, because I'm thinking this will probably be the last. There is a little bit of stuff left, but there's not enough for a class. That's for sure. And like I said, there's a lot of things in here. For the rest of them is it's just too American to even implement here. There's just stuff they do that we don't.
And we can pick and choose from this one.
Oh yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
This is just a basic guideline, yeah.
That's all it is.
Why don't
So-
you retype everything and send it out?
Oh, no, that's not everywhere. You're typing it all. I got it in Word. I'll send it to you.
Friend.
Actually, you are like the main assistant at front desk, so I can just send it to you and you can type it.
There you go.
You know what I mean? So we did do that.
Be careful.
I already told her, no, I already told
Yeah.
her something this morning. She said to me, she said, you gotta do this, and I went,
Yeah. But I don't get time. You don't get time either.
no,
So, it's done. Did you do that other feature package today?
no.
You have time now.
Yeah, you got time now, Cindy.
Absolutely.
I'm just razzing. I gotta stop this though.